London Bridge is falling down. That is what it feels like if you're watching the stock market. But here are some interesting observations that will guide you as to what you should do on a day like this. First one is that if you didn't notice, last week for the week ended, we closed positive on the Nifty 500, mid cap, small cap, all these indices. Basically, if you bought stocks, in the early part of last week, by the end of the week, Nifty was down, stocks were up. So you would be gaining on the stocks that you really bought, unless you bought some really bad stuff. Most of the general names and financials, metals, etc. were all up. And so basically the broad market was higher. And similarly, the low that we made in February is not yet broken by the Nifty 500. That's right. Even though the Nifty is broken it's not broken that, and that's classic Dow theory. So if you've ever heard of Charles Dow, the father of technical analysis, his basic theory was looking for confirmation or non-confirmation between the Dow Jones Industrials average and the transports and the utilities. And very similarly, we expand that theory and use it today between the key indices that we are really studying. So if I see that the broad market, say the mid cap, small cap indices today are not making new lows, but the Nifty is, that's an intermarket divergence that is sort of telling us that something is wrong, or basically this knee-jerk reaction on the downside that we are seeing in the Nifty is not broad-based. And so that is a sign more of an exhaustion on the downside unless something new happens. And that is why on a day like this, when you're seeing panic, the one thing that you can do is not sell. So at least, you feel, market's falling, I can't buy this market, it might crash tomorrow. US market is also going to has started crashing because it fell for one day. Like 1 day is equal to crash nowadays. And there are times where I have expected crashes, and some things have happened and then some things have not followed up, which is why I'm talking like this. Like this week, you do have Nvidia's results, and that is another fear. So, maybe US futures are higher today, S&P is sort of recovering, but the Nasdaq has incomplete momentum cycles on the indicators we study. So can the Nvidia results bring the Nasdaq down? And so IT sector is weak, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, apart from all that, Asia, if you look at Asia, is it reacting heavily to what is happening in the US? The answer is no. So this is an India-specific thing which is happening. There's no doubt. Even on days when US was up, we were falling, opening higher and selling off. And when they are down, we are falling even more. So first, we have to recognize it's India-specific. Second, we have to also recognize that somewhere the downward momentum in stocks at the broad level has waned. We are seeing sector-specific losses like in IT. And that is why this is not a market to sell into. It's one to accumulate from an investment standpoint. From a trading point, you just have to wait.